The Galactic Council was the pinnacle of galactic unity, a governing body that boasted representatives from every major civilization across the stars. For centuries, they had maintained peace, settled disputes, and guided the galaxy toward collective prosperity. The chamber where they convened was a marvel of architecture, a grand hall suspended within the cosmos, its walls shimmering with the light of distant stars. Delegates, each adorned in the cultural regalia of their species, debated with eloquence and poise, their words woven into the fabric of interstellar history. Humanity, however, was absent. To allow the humans into this council is to invite chaos itself, declared a tall, serpentine alien, its voice resonating with authority. Others murmured in agreement, their expressions ranging from disapproval to outright disdain. "Let the humans stay on their little blue planet," the delegate continued, its tone dripping with condescension. "They are too impulsive, too unpredictable." The Galactic Council had watched humanity's progress with distant curiosity, marveling at their rapid technological advancement but dismissing it as the frantic scramble of a young, reckless species. To the Council, humanity's history was one of wars, infighting, and short-sighted ambitions. Their ascent into the stars came far too late to command respect. The elder civilizations viewed them as a blip on the galactic timeline, an anomaly that would burn out long before it left a mark. When Earth's representatives submitted a formal request to join the Council, it was met with immediate rejection. No deliberation, no debate, just a firm and unanimous no. The Council's rationale was clear: humanity lacked the diplomacy, stability, and collective vision required for membership. Worse, they relied too heavily on brute force, a trait the Council deemed antithetical to their ideals of peaceful cooperation. The decision sparked no outrage from humanity. Instead, Earth's response was calm, almost unnervingly so. "We understand your concerns," their ambassador said, the faintest hint of a smile playing on their lips. "We'll manage just fine." It was a dismissal that the Council thought little of. They assumed humanity would retreat to its corner of the galaxy, content to play a minor role in interstellar affairs. After all, how could a single species hope to thrive without the support of the galaxy's most powerful alliance? But beneath the surface, humanity's resolve hardened. They had been denied, yes, but not defeated. In the face of rejection, they did what they had always done: they adapted. And as the Council returned to their endless debates and deliberations, they failed to notice the subtle ripples spreading through the galaxy. Humanity, once dismissed as insignificant, was preparing to leave an indelible mark. "Denied?" whispered one human scientist as they watched the Council's decision broadcast back to Earth. "Fine. Watch us." Humanity did not make grand announcements or issue defiant proclamations after their rejection. Instead, they turned inward, focusing their efforts on growth and innovation. Earth became a hub of technological breakthroughs, spurred by necessity and ambition. They developed new methods to harness energy from stars with unparalleled efficiency, crafting systems that not only powered their fleets but could terraform barren worlds in record time. Artificial intelligence evolved into a seamless partnership with humanity, unlocking solutions to problems that had stymied other species for centuries. While the major players in the Galactic Council watched with fleeting curiosity, humanity quietly reached out to the galaxy's fringe. The smaller, overlooked species, those ignored or marginalized by the Council, found a surprising ally in Earth. Humanity offered them technology, protection, and most importantly, respect. In return, these species opened trade routes and shared resources that had long been withheld from the Council's grasp. It was an alliance built on mutual benefit rather than dominance, and it began to tip the balance of power. The Council, however, was slow to recognize the growing ripple of humanity's actions. "Let them play their games on the edge of the galaxy," one delegate scoffed during a session. "Their progress is but a spark, it will fade soon enough." The dismissive tone echoed through the chamber, but not all members were so certain. Whispers of human advancements were growing harder to ignore. The first real shock came when humanity unveiled a new form of propulsion technology. Faster, more efficient, and capable of navigating hyperspace with unprecedented precision, it rendered the Council's aging fleet designs obsolete. Even more disruptive were the trade agreements humanity brokered. Their goods, enhanced by cutting-edge engineering, flooded galactic markets, outperforming anything the Council's member species could offer. Economies shifted, and some Council factions began to feel the strain of humanity's quiet dominance. The tipping point arrived with a border conflict in a distant star system. Rogue pirates, long a thorn in the Council's side, launched a coordinated assault on a resource-rich planet under the protection of a minor Council ally. The Council, bogged down by bureaucracy, debated endlessly over the proper response, their fleet too far away to act in time. Humanity, however, did not wait. Within hours, a human task force arrived. Their ships, equipped with advanced propulsion and cutting-edge weaponry, dismantled the pirate armada with surgical precision. Ground forces deployed with unmatched efficiency, securing the planet and ensuring the safety of its inhabitants. By the time the Council's fleet finally mobilized, there was nothing left to do but take stock of the devastation humanity had prevented. The Council could no longer deny humanity's capability, though their official stance remained unchanged. Impressive, one delegate conceded reluctantly during the next session. But it was a small skirmish. Hardly a reason to reconsider their membership. The words rang hollow, even to the speaker. Humanity had proven its ability to act where the Council could not, and that fact weighed heavily on those who had once dismissed them. For humanity, it was never about recognition or approval. They had intervened because it was the right thing to do, because their growing influence came with a responsibility they would not shirk. And while the Council's doors remained closed, humanity's actions had planted seeds of doubt, admiration, and fear in equal measure. The galaxy was beginning to notice, and the Council could no longer pretend otherwise. The galaxy shuddered as a new threat emerged from the void. A swarm of biomechanical entities, relentless and consuming, began carving a path of destruction through star systems. Entire worlds fell silent, their populations wiped out or assimilated. The Galactic Council, renowned for its deliberative nature, convened immediately. Weeks turned into months as debates raged over strategies, priorities, and the allocation of resources. By the time the Council reached a consensus, the swarm had already claimed dozens of systems, leaving devastation in its wake. While the Council debated, humanity acted. Earth's leadership, informed by intelligence from their allies on the galaxy's fringe, had been preparing for such a scenario. Their fleets, designed for adaptability and rapid deployment, mobilized without hesitation. Human scientists analyzed the swarm's patterns, identifying weaknesses that had eluded others. Engineers repurposed existing technologies into devastating countermeasures, and within days, humanity launched a coordinated strike. The first engagement was a turning point. Human ships, smaller and more agile than the Council's bulky warships, weaved through the swarm with precision. Adaptive AI systems predicted the enemy's movements, allowing human forces to strike at critical points and disrupt their cohesion. On the ground, human-led teams evacuated entire cities while deploying containment fields that neutralized the swarm's biomechanical components. In a matter of weeks, humanity turned the tide of the conflict, saving billions of lives and halting the swarm's advance. The galaxy watched in awe as humanity's response unfolded. News of their success spread rapidly, and the rescued worlds, many of which had long been ignored by the Council, hailed Earth as their savior. A delegation from one of these species, the Vornax, stood before the Council and declared their allegiance to humanity, praising their courage and compassion. While the Council debated, humanity acted, the Vornax representative said, their voice resonating with gratitude. We owe them our survival. Humanity's approach stood in stark contrast to the Council's bureaucracy. Where the Council saw procedure, humans saw opportunity. Where the Council hesitated, humans acted. This difference in philosophy became impossible to ignore, and it began to reshape the galaxy's perception of Earth. For the first time, the Council faced the reality that humanity was not merely a participant in interstellar affairs but a force to be reckoned with. However, not all Council members welcomed this change. Powerful factions, wary of humanity's rapid ascent, began to view Earth as a threat to their dominance. Quietly, they conspired to undermine humanity's progress. Diplomatic efforts were sabotaged, trade routes were disrupted, and whispers of dissent were sown among humanity's allies. But Earth, ever resourceful, anticipated these moves. Their intelligence networks uncovered the plots, and their diplomats, skilled in the art of persuasion, turned the conspiracies into opportunities. Each attempt to destabilize humanity only strengthened their resolve and solidified their alliances. The final act of the swarm crisis served as a defining moment. The Council, finally mobilized, arrived to assist in the final battle. But by then, the war had already been won. Humanity had not only defeated the threat, but had also established a framework to prevent such crises in the future. The Council was left to offer platitudes, their contributions overshadowed by Earth's decisive actions. In the aftermath, humanity stood taller than ever. They had proven their worth not just through power but through values, adaptability, collaboration, and an unwavering commitment to life. The galaxy's balance of power had shifted, and the Council could no longer ignore the reality that humanity was no longer an outsider. They were a leader, whether the Council liked it or not. Humanity's rise was no longer a question of potential, it was a fact shaping the galaxy. Trade routes, once dominated by the Council's member species, now thrived under humanity's control. Goods moved faster, cheaper, and more efficiently through human-managed systems. Entire economies began to rely on Earth's innovations, from energy solutions to medical advancements. The Council's influence, once seen as unshakable, was steadily eroding as more species aligned themselves with humanity, not out of obligation but necessity. The tipping point came when a coalition of smaller civilizations, long marginalized by the Council, formally petitioned for Earth's inclusion as a full member. "We owe our survival to humanity," one representative declared, their voice carrying a mix of gratitude and urgency. "To deny them a place here is to deny the progress and unity this Council claims to uphold." Their words echoed the sentiments of countless worlds that had benefited from human ingenuity, security, and trade. The Council was unprepared for the coordinated pressure. Earth had not only built alliances but also made itself indispensable. Resources flowed through human-controlled channels, and their technology underpinned critical infrastructure across the galaxy. The balance of power had shifted so thoroughly that the Council's relevance was beginning to wane. Still, many within the chamber clung to old prejudices, their voices loud but increasingly hollow. "They think they can force our hand," one delegate sneered. "This is nothing more than hubris." Humanity's response was neither defiant nor desperate. It was calculated, deliberate, and delivered with a precision that left no room for misinterpretation. Earth's ambassador addressed the Council in a tone that was both respectful and unyielding. "We did not ask for this role," they began, their words measured but firm. "We did not seek to undermine your authority. But the galaxy needed us, and we answered. You chose to dismiss us, yet here we stand, stronger than ever." The ambassador laid bare the Council's hypocrisy, recounting the moments when humanity had stepped in where the Council faltered, when bureaucratic delays cost lives and indecision endangered entire civilizations. They highlighted humanity's achievements, not as boasts but as evidence of their commitment to the greater good. "You called us reckless," they continued, their voice rising with emotion. "But it is your fear of change that threatens the galaxy, not our ambition." Then came the ultimatum. Humanity would no longer wait for recognition. "Accept us as full members," the ambassador declared, "or prepare to face the consequences of your inaction. The galaxy's future runs through Earth, not because we demand it, but because we have earned it." They made it clear this was not a threat but a reality. Without humanity's cooperation, critical supply chains would falter, and defenses against emerging threats would crumble. The Council's survival, in many ways, now depended on Earth. The chamber erupted in debate. Some delegates, their pride wounded, lashed out with accusations of arrogance and overreach. Others, seeing the writing on the wall, urged for a vote in humanity's favor. Behind closed doors, factions formed and dissolved as the Council wrestled with a decision that would define its legacy. Humanity, for its part, did not flinch. They had nothing to prove and nothing to lose. They made it clear they would continue to rise, with or without the Council's blessing. "We do not need your validation," the ambassadors said in their closing remarks. "But the galaxy needs unity, and we are here to lead if you will not." The Council's chamber, once a bastion of unchallenged authority, now trembled under the weight of humanity's boldness. The galaxy watched, waiting to see if the Council would adapt to the new reality, or be left behind. The galaxy stood on the brink of chaos. A crisis of unprecedented scale, a cascading energy collapse threatening to tear apart the very fabric of interstellar space, gripped the known universe. The Council, a coalition of the most advanced civilizations, was paralyzed. Their centuries of complacency left them ill-equipped to face the challenge. Desperate and divided, they turned to the newcomers, humanity. The species once dismissed as reckless and unrefined now stood as the galaxy's final hope. Earth's scientists, engineers, and diplomats worked tirelessly, combining bold ideas with a uniquely human trait, an unyielding resolve in the face of impossible odds. They proposed a daring solution, a system-wide synchronization of energy grids using a radical application of quantum tethering. No other species would risk it. But for humanity, risk was a companion, not an adversary. The execution was breathtaking. Across the stars, humans coordinated efforts with unwavering precision, overcoming sabotage attempts and technical failures. The galaxy watched in awe as humanity succeeded, stabilizing the energy matrix and averting disaster. For the first time, the Council chambers erupted in unanimous applause, not for one of their own, but for humanity. In the wake of this triumph, the human ambassador stood before the Council. The chamber, a grand amphitheater adorned with the insignias of countless civilizations, was packed. All eyes were on the figure at the center, whose presence radiated determination and pride. "We may not have been invited," the ambassador began, their voice clear and resonant, "but we are here to stay. Humanity has proven not just its capability, but its commitment, to all of you, to the galaxy, and to the future." The words echoed, carrying with them the weight of history. For too long, humanity had been treated as an outsider, a wild card. Today, they claimed their place not as mere members but as leaders. The vote to formally admit humanity to the Council was unanimous, a moment unprecedented in the institution's storied history. But it didn't stop there. Almost immediately, humanity was entrusted with a leadership role, their fresh perspective and proven mettle undeniable. Under human stewardship, the Council underwent a profound transformation. Policies that once favored the old guard were rewritten, emphasizing unity over hierarchy, innovation over tradition, and fairness over privilege. Trade routes once dominated by monopolistic entities were open to all. Technological advancements previously hoarded were shared, sparking a renaissance of creativity and collaboration across the stars. Former skeptics, those who had once doubted humanity's worth, found themselves admiring their tenacity, their ingenuity, and their unshakable belief in progress. The changes were not without resistance. Entrenched interests bristled, and whispers of dissent circulated in shadowed corners. But humanity faced these challenges as they always had, with courage and conviction. The reforms were not just imposed, they were championed, spreading like wildfire among civilizations yearning for a brighter future. Unity, once a hollow ideal, became a tangible reality under human guidance. The Council chambers, once a bastion of formality, buzzed with new energy. Leaders from every corner of the galaxy convened not as rivals but as partners. The human ambassador, now chair of the Council, spoke often but listened more. Humanity's leadership was not about dominance. It was about empowerment, inspiring others to reach heights they'd once thought impossible. As the era of renewal unfolded, humanity's influence spread far beyond governance. They became symbols of hope, their journey from the fringes to the forefront a testament to the power of resilience and vision. Former adversaries now sought their counsel. Young species looked to them as mentors. Even the most advanced civilizations found themselves learning anew, challenged by humanity's unorthodox approaches and boundless curiosity. But amidst the celebrations and accolades, humanity remained vigilant. The galaxy was vast, its mysteries endless. The crisis they had overcome was but one of many potential threats lurking in the shadows. And so, as the council convened to mark the anniversary of their victory, the human ambassador addressed the assembly once more. "Today, we stand united," they declared, their voice carrying a mix of pride and resolve. "But unity is not a destination, it's a journey. And while we celebrate how far we've come, we must also prepare for what lies ahead. Challenges will rise, as they always do. But now, we face them together. We've only just begun." The chamber erupted in applause, the sound reverberating like a heartbeat of hope. Humanity's triumph was not just their own, it was a triumph for all. And as the council looked to the stars, they did so with newfound confidence, knowing that with humanity leading the way, there was no limit to what they could achieve.